like a rising sun. Let the light pour in and the colors run. Like midnight skies need northern stars. I think home is right where you are. And words get caught on my tongue. But honey, I need you, you're the only one. I need you, you're the only one. Fireflies and fields of gold.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. It is it's September 3rd for me, so it's day 4 of the September series, right? Yes. Last night and this morning I woke up like this, which I started in my last vlog. You can go check that out if you want. Basically, I love the first half of this. Didn't love the second half, I gotta say, which is such a bummer. Some of the things that didn't work for me. First of all, I don't like it, especially in romances, but books all across the board, just a personal preference. When there is like contrived setting just for a certain plot point. It's almost like the author had this grand moment in mind, but didn't know how to organically fit that into this setting. Does that make any sense? That happens in here for one particular scene, and it was just kind of like, ugh. I think the main thing though that was kind of disappointing for me, the first half versus the second half, was something I saw coming, and I had sort of prepared myself. Whenever I really like a high energy, very quippy, comical first half, in a romance especially, I know that a big sentimental, sappy part is gonna come and it's gonna change the entire tone of the book. It makes sense. It can't just be surface level fun times. It wouldn't be a very good romance. I guess for the majority of the population, I would love it. I want a snarky romance from beginning to end. And so I did lose momentum just personally, and it actually happened in I Kiss Sherry Wheeler too. I loved the energy in the first half of this. In the second half, I was like, what are we even doing? I feel like the sentimental moments in here were pretty good, actually. I feel like I really believed this romance, and it was so cute. And I really, really love the love interest in here. Oh my God. I hope I don't think I'm ever having kids, but if I ever had a daughter, I'd want this guy to be her boyfriend. The main character though, I know she was flawed. If you saw my vlog yesterday, she's one of those type A characters who thinks she knows everything. And I knew she was gonna have her ass handed to her, and she was gonna come to the revelation that she's a human and she's gonna make mistakes and she's not perfect. But I don't know, I feel like she got more immature as the book went on, which is kind of ironic because isn't she supposed to learn a lesson if she turned 30? I don't know. I guess that's the point. I just feel like some of the arguments in the end of this book, it felt kind of contrived and not believable. I know I sound like I'm complaining, but trust me, the first half of this was 5 stars, and I think the book as a whole is worth it just for that first half of the book. But I did feel like the second half was very clunky. I am so excited to see this adaptation though, so that's exciting because like I said yesterday, very visual. I could see all of the scenes happening and I'm so excited for that. All in all, I'm glad I read it. Wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. I think I'm gonna land on a 3.5. And so because I did such a 180 on this book, I'm wondering if maybe I'll do a 180 on this book. I feel like I keep recapping yesterday's video. This is what happens when I don't finish a book or carry a book from one video to a next, but I started this one yesterday. I thought it was very funny. I obviously love vampires and I liked a couple of the characters, but there was something about the pacing and the writing that wasn't really vibing with me. I'm gonna give it a second chance, okay? But this time I'm gonna listen to the audiobook while I do stuff to reset. As you probably are aware, because I'm sure I titled this video this is gonna be a reset vlog. I'm gonna show you some of the books I've gotten lately. I'm gonna catalog them onto my backlist spreadsheet. I think I'll reorganize my bookshelves. I'll probably clean around the house, maybe paint my nails. Oh my God, I'm sure you've noticed my ratchet nails. I got the dip nails where they put it in the powder, and I've gotten it before. It's so annoying because I feel like everyone always says it's more healthy than gel nails or gel polish or whatever. It's healthier for your nails. I beg to disagree because these stayed on for a month, which is amazing, although they look really weird all grown out. But that means I have to rip them off. Look at the devastation of my nail beds. This is a shame, a shame. So yeah, while I do all that stuff, I will be listening to My Roommate is a Vampire and I'll let you know what I think. Let's do a mini book haul though. I just got this in the mail. I know what it is, obviously, because I ordered it. This is Jawbone. Oh my God, someone like took a shit on this book. Not literally, but it's like all bent and scratched. That is so not cool. What the fuck? Look at that. Some of the pages are even ripped. That's so annoying. Now I sound like a Karen on film. I'm so sorry you had to witness that meltdown. Well, I got this. I might return it. I know that's so extra, but like it's supposed to be new. That's kind of annoying. And if I love it, like I think I'm going to, then I want a nicer copy. Anyway, I saw someone on Instagram rave about this, about how it's their new all-time favorite book. Didn't even read the review because I want to find out for myself what it is, and I impulsively bought it. So let's find out what it's about. Fernanda and Annalise are so close that they're practically sisters, a double image, inseparable. So how does Fernanda end up bound on the floor of a deserted cabin, held hostage by one of her teachers and estranged from Annalise? That sounds very intriguing. All right, let me show you some of the other books I've gotten since my last reset video. First, I got The Will of the Many. I think this is like, I don't know, maybe it's high fantasy. It looks complicated and a little intimidating to me. Apparently, this is some sort of fantasy where will, like willpower, is something that can be exchanged, or it's like a power itself. So there's that boarding school setting that I eat up no matter what. It sounds like this is some sort of class system where the poor have to give up their will, their strength, their drive, and focus to the power of those above them, which sounds really fucked up. Like, how did that system even happen? This character is not going to back down, and they're at this academy to solve a murder, apparently. I think they're orphans, so maybe they're solving their parents' murder. Honestly, I'm just very intrigued about this will sort of thing. The willpower as like a fantastical element, that sounds so fascinating. Then I got 6 Times We Almost Kissed and One Time I Did by Tess Sharp. This is a YA contemporary romance, and I talked about it a while ago on like a new releases video. I was so excited to pick this up because Tess Sharp is the author of The Girls I've Been, and I really enjoyed that one. That one was actually kind of a suspense, or I guess like a more dangerous, less romantic story. I absolutely loved her writing, and so I'm so excited for this one. It sounds almost like The Summer I Turned Pretty. There are these 2 girls that have known each other for a long time because their moms are best friends, but I think the girls hate each other, or at least, you know, hate. But one of the girls' moms becomes a living liver donor to the other mom, so they end up all living together so that they can recuperate, and the girls are gonna try to get along for the sake of their mothers, and they're gonna fall in love. We obviously know that. Also, my friend Becca from Becca Booked, definitely go check out her channel. I'll link it down below. She messaged me and she said that this is something I'll probably like because it's all about mommy issues. She said it brought the drama and the teenage yearning, which sounds amazing. Thank you, Becca. Also, hi, LOL. Ooh, I got Mary. I'm actually so excited to read this. Also, look how floppy it is. I have heard nothing but like amazing things, not just good things, amazing things about this book. So I have very high expectations. It's a 5-star prediction. Also, I didn't even realize when I've seen this cover that there's like a hand coming out of the tub holding her hand. Ooh. All I know about this is it's scary. I think it's about a menopausal woman, and surprisingly, it's written by a man, and apparently I've heard from both men and women that he does a great job depicting a very real picture of a woman, which is very interesting. I feel like that's enough to make me want to read it. So she's going through menopause. She's obviously getting hot flashes and body aches, but then like weirder stuff is happening, that there are voices. Why did I just stutter? Oh my God. There are voices in her head that have been urging her to do unspeakable things, but visions start overwhelming her and she begins auto-writing strange thoughts and phrases. Mary discovers that these experiences are echoes of an infamous serial killer. Interesting. Oh, this sounds so moody, and I love a story where you can't tell if the person's going insane or like weird shit is happening. Next, okay, this one's weird. I got Open Throat by Henry Hoke. I do not remember ordering this. Like, I clearly did. I checked my receipts when I got it in the mail. I don't think someone bought it from my wish list. Like, I think I ordered this without knowing it. That makes me kind of creeped out because it's a creepy cover. I feel like it's gonna be scary, and like, I have no recollection of ordering this. And I haven't been like blackout drunk in years, so what is going on? Like, I don't even know what this is about. A queer and dangerously hungry mountain lion lives in the drought-devastated land under the Hollywood sign. Lonely and fascinated by humanity's foibles. That's a funny word. When a man-made fire engulfs the encampment, oh God, the lion is forced from the hills down into the city the hikers call Elay, or LA. LA, oh, it's spelled E-L-L-A-Y. That's so funny. Do they want to eat a person or become one? Interesting. Okay, so it doesn't sound scary. It sounds like it's gonna be beautiful, and it's very short. Next, I got Greenwood. This is so heavy, kind of giving folklore. I'm forgetting why I purchased this, but I think it has something to do with like time, or the way that it's written jumps around in time. time. I guess it goes over every person in this Greenwood family all over the timeline. So 2038, 2008, 1974, 1934. So it's going to be a juicy generational tale. And lastly, we have Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. I talked about this in one of my new release videos. This is so shiny. I love Ann Patchett because she wrote Bel Canto, which is one of my all-time favorite books, although I haven't read it in about a decade. So I think I maybe should do a video where I read like all my favorite books that I haven't read in over 10 years. I believe in Ann Patchett, and I've heard a lot of really amazing things about this. And then one of you told me in the comments, LaRousse25, told me that the audiobook is narrated by Meryl Streep. So I'm actually gonna probably listen to the audiobook. This is, I think, a COVID book, which kind of makes me a little nervous, but it's inevitable that we're gonna have a lot of those from now on. I think it's the story of a mother and her daughters, and it's from her point of view, going over her story, how she met her husband at Tom Lake. I think it was like a theatrical place, like a camp. I'm making shit up now. But I think it's gonna go into like her daughter's stories. Ann Patchett is very good at capturing all of the characters' very nuanced backstories in a way that seems seamless, and it's very impressive, her writing in general. So yeah, that's my little book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these yet. Oh, fuck. And which one you think I should read first. I just realized you can't see what my floor looks like right now.
What?
I'm talking to my camera. Let me let you in on this mess. And this isn't even all my books. Look at this. That's just from this bookshelf. I also have all of these books on my desks. Oh my God. All of these. All of these. I'm suddenly regretting deciding to do this. You're so lucky. You just probably are getting a fast forward version of this, and I have to live it out in real time. Wish me luck. Thought I had finished, but I forgot that I have books in the living room. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that. All right, I have completed as well as I can. Let me show you the rainbow bookshelves. Ta-da! And it looks so cool. Like, obviously it's weird that I have a bookshelf right in front of my closet, but whatever, that's just how it's gonna be. But it makes it look like I have 10 times more books. And it makes the rainbow go on. Taste the rainbow, bitches. That was cringe, I'm sorry. As for my roommate's a vampire, I have sad news. I still don't like it, okay? I'm glad I gave it a shot, and I am on page 228, so I'm gonna finish it. I only have like an hour and a half left on my audiobook, so I'm just gonna, you know, suck it up. Get it? I'll talk about it more when I finish it, but yeah, it's not my favorite.
I could sit around and wait all day.
Finally finished this godforsaken book. At first I was just gonna give it a 3-star, and then a 2.5, and then a 2. So I'm landing on a 2. It just wasn't for me. You know what it really reminds me of? The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. It's the same kind of vibe. I also gave this a 2. And so that being said, if you like this book, you may like this book. Don't just take my word for it. I feel like the general population would probably like it. Oh my God, it wasn't for me, okay? I wrote down at one point that there's just too much detail. I think I said this yesterday, but I couldn't really like specify what I meant. But it's about the details are about things that don't even matter. And it's not even descriptive detail. It's almost like point blank, I look at this and I do this and then I do this. I do this and then this. Again, it's not gonna bother everyone. It bothered me. And then I wrote on here, did AI write this? Which is probably mean, but also kind of cool. Like, actually, if AI wrote this, I'd be pretty impressed. So maybe it should be a 3-star. I wasn't really invested in this relationship. I thought the vampire, I've never told you his name. It's Frederick J. Fitzwilliam, which is a wonderful name. I thought he was funny at first, and then no. So some of the things I need to really love a book is intrigue, and I didn't really have this because this is a very cozy kind of book. It's very a day in the life sort of book, and I can be in the mood for that. For example, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is a cozy fantasy. It's my favorite book of the year, but like things were happening in there. This one, not so much. And then for me to really get close to a book, I need to love the characters. Didn't really get that in here, like I said. I don't want to be mean, so I'm not going to go on. Okay, it just wasn't for me. I'm gonna stress that again. You might like this. Although I am glad that I finished it, first of all, so that I can have another book down, but also because yesterday I felt like I wasn't giving it a chance, and now I can officially say wasn't for me. There was a scene that kind of perfectly exemplifies how much detail in something that doesn't matter. There's a scene where the vampire is trying to order coffee for the first time at a coffee shop. Literally 5 pages. I don't think he's even paid by the 5th page. So 5.5 pages of that, and this sort of way you order coffee at this one particular cafe. I will say though that there is like a 14-page sex scene, so if you're really into detail, might be the one for you. You know, it was actually funny though, and I'm sure she did this on purpose. At one point, the main character said that she was irrevocably changed, which is Twilight coded for sure. I appreciate that, thank you. We're going out with a bunch of friends to a Korean barbecue place. I think we went there last year during, I did Asian Readathon in 2022, and I was eating all the foods from the different nationalities of the books that I was reading. And it was the kind of place where you cook your own food at the table, which is very intimidating to me because I can't cook shit. But this time we're going with a bunch of friends, so it should be really fun and yummy. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog there or like even just, maybe I'll have like a phone shot of the restaurant because it looks really cool in there. I finally told one of my friends, and I think she's going tonight, that I have a YouTube channel. I didn't like tell her what it was, so she can't look me up, but I finally revealed to another human being that I have a YouTube channel, which my heart was beating. Like, why am I so scared of telling people? Anyway, I'm babbling enough, so I'm gonna go get ready. This might be the end of the vlog. Let me count up my statistics for you here just in case it is. Okay, according to my calculations, well, I've finished 2 books. I know I didn't give these 4 or 5 stars, but like, it feels good to finish books. I read 147 pages of Woke Up Like This and 234 pages of this book. So in total today, I've read 381 pages. And for the September series so far, I've read 622 pages. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.